All right, let's dive in. Today we're looking at a brand new set of rules over in Europe, and they're designed to protect something we all rely on every single day, the journalists and the media who bring us the news.
It seems like a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer is, well, it's complicated. You see, we count on journalists to be society's watchdogs, right? To hold powerful people accountable and keep us in the know. But what happens when the watchdogs themselves are the ones being threatened?
And this isn't just some hypothetical. It's a real problem. All across Europe, the very people whose job it is to uncover the truth are facing serious risks, making it that much harder for them to report freely, and for us to get the real story.
And these threats are getting pretty sophisticated. We're talking about governments using incredibly powerful spyware on journalists' phones, putting them under pressure to give up their confidential sources, and even powerful politicians trying to interfere with what news actually gets published.
So that brings up a really important question. Who's protecting the protectors? Well, in Europe, the answer is a new law called the European Media Freedom Act, or EMFA for short. And honestly, the best way to think about it is as a new shield for journalism.
So, how does this shield work? Well, first off, it offers some serious protection from surveillance. The law creates a nearly absolute ban on using intrusive spyware on any devices that belong to journalists or their sources. It's only allowed in the most extreme, rare cases.
Second, and this is a huge one, it protects editorial freedom. The rules flat out forbid governments from messing with the editorial decisions of media companies. In other words, politicians can't just call up a newsroom and tell them what to report.
And third, the shield demands transparency. Because, to trust the news, we kind of need to know who's behind it, who's paying the bills. And that leads to a really fundamental question.
Under the EMFA, every single news organization has to publicly declare who owns it. This even includes revealing if the state owns a piece of it, directly or indirectly. The whole point is simple: no more hiding in the shadows.
But what's the big picture goal here? Well, as Sabine Verheyen, one of the key people behind this law, said, a working democracy relies on media plurality. That's just a way of saying we need lots of different, independent sources of news. Without that variety, our understanding of the world really starts to shrink.
When you step back, you really see what's happening. By protecting its own media watchdogs, the EU is trying to set a new global standard. It's championing the idea that having access to trustworthy, independent information isn't just a nice thing to have, it's a fundamental human right.
And at the end of the day, this whole effort is built on a principle that matters everywhere, not just in Europe. It leaves us all with a pretty powerful question to think about. If the news isn't free, are any of us?